All right, guys, welcome to another Paris, Texas podcast. I have to apologize. Broadway has been lazy the past 2 weeks. Like, I thought I had it all planned out and that I was going to be ahead of schedule through all of December. And at some point, like, I was in, like, November, I was ahead of schedule. And I've just been lazy. I should have had this podcast recorded, like, a week ago so that I wasn't, like, because this is going to come out, this is Friday, and it's going to post on Monday. So, but hey, I have next week's is locked in. I've already recorded it. It's me, so I wasn't doing the interviewing, but I was there, and it was a good podcast. I'm a little biased, but I thought it was a pretty good podcast. But today's guest is awesome. I love this person to death. We've done a bunch of things together. I drive by her window for her front of her office or storefront, however you want to say it, all the time, and I have to wave real big if she's in there. And I just love her to death. Darla McMullen, what's up?
What's up?
So we're in her space. She has On Top of It catering. So if you need catering needs, hit up On Top of It, right?
Right.
So we're in on top of it. It's this tiny, which she's like rolling her eyes right now.
Tiny.
It's this tiny kitchen. It's on First Street, right? First Street? Southeast
Yeah.
Street.
First
Southeast Street.
Yeah.
Got it. So it's just off the square, but I mean, it's basically on the square. And I currently have a Reese's Pieces in my hands. So if I start eating and you hear me eating, I'm sorry. There's refrigerators going on in the background, and so that's where we're at. So if you hear any weird noises, that's what's going on. Darla,
Broadway.
where are you from?
Well, my mama. No, I'm just joking. I am originally from Longview, Texas. Grew up there. Went to school there.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm eating my Reese's Pieces. Okay, Longview, Texas. What did you do? Where'd you go to school?
Spring Hill High School.
All the way through? Like
I started in Big Sandy.
Big Sandy?
Little Big Sandy. And then I went to
That's the
Spring
name
Hill.
of a school?
Big Sandy is the name of a town that has maybe 3 people in it now that we've moved.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when y'all left, it went down to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was like 23 before that.
Because Big Sandy's not a real common name for a town.
No, it's kind of north of Tyler.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
And I moved from there when I was in 6th grade to Spring Hill, which is in Longview.
Okay.
And went to school there.
Okay.
Graduated from there. Then I ran away to California.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew this.
Oh yeah.
What did you do in California? And how old were you?
17
17.
or 18. I don't know.
18.
I was one of those ages.
Okay, wait. So what did you do in high school? Like, what were you, cheerleader? Were you band?
I love basketball.
Basketball.
I was sports. Yeah, lots of sports.
Lots
I
of
was
sports.
a cheerleader my early years, and then sports. Yeah.
Sports. Okay.
Yeah.
So very active. So what made you want to leave and go to L.A. or California? Just California.
California.
Okay.
A boy.
A boy.
Yeah.
All those boys.
I know. He was a Marine
Ooh.
and stationed in Southern California.
Okay.
And so, ran out there, got married, had a baby, got divorced. But I have a really cool
Those
kid
boys.
from it. We shouldn't have gotten married, but I have a really awesome child from him.
Girl, boy. I don't know if I've met your kid.
Josh.
Okay, Josh. I met him.
Mila's daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
He came in. I've seen him once because he's in the
He was in Abu Dhabi for all of last year.
military,
yeah,
right?
Air Force.
And he came in once, and I met him. Mm-hmm. You introduced me at church.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they live
Tracking.
in Kansas. Yeah. So then after that, I moved to Reno, Nevada.
Wow. A traveler.
Always been in the food business. So
Were you okay? Hold on. Were you in the food business? Like, did you do wait tables or something when you were in high school?
In high school, I waited tables, and then when I was out in California, that's when I started in restaurant management.
Okay.
And so restaurant management,
How old were you when you started restaurant management?
like 18, really young.
So you had it together as a kid as far as food.
Yeah.
As far as she looked at me and was like, I don't know about together.
Employment-wise, I had it together. My life was not so together back then.
Well, that's good. I probably go on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Employment-wise, I've had like so many jobs I can't keep count.
Oh, yeah, me too. And in the restaurant business, at that age, you jump. But when I was in Reno, Nevada, I started with Red Robin.
The restaurant?
The restaurant. I brought those to Texas.
Nuh-uh.
So I met my second husband,
Okay.
right? Got married to him. Have a great second son.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't think I've met that one.
you met Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunter.
Have I met all you kids?
I only have two, and yes.
I don't remember Hunter.
Hunter's was my challenge.
I'm sorry, Hunter.
No, Hunter's awesome
Okay.
now. He's talk about growing up. He's grown up. But anyway, so Red Robin, I was up there, went to management when I was in Reno, wanted to come back to Texas because I was tired of being away from home, and they transferred me here or to Texas to open Addison and Grapevine. And Grapevine's still open. Addison closed down. So,
We love Red Robin.
I love Red Robin too. Yeah.
I think the closest one is like in Garland or something, isn't it?
There's one in Longview now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that probably closest though to us is Garland. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we go when we're in the neighborhood, we hit the Red Robin up.
They're amazing. Yes.
All right, so Red Robin. So now you jumped on the Red Robin group, and then you moved them here with you back to Texas. How long were you doing that?
Total about 3 years.
Okay.
But funny thing, okay, so when we were in Dallas, me and my second husband, he started with Applebee's there.
Okay.
And we moved from the Metroplex back to Longview. He opened Longview Applebee's, worked in Tyler. And then in 1998 or 99, I can't remember, we moved to Paris and opened the Paris Applebee's.
Now, was I right? Did you help open the Chili's too here?
No.
Oh, just the Applebee's.
Just the Applebee's.
Okay.
But I did, he was at the Applebee's and I was at the old Holiday Inn, which is now, I think, America's Best. But there used to be a restaurant and bar in there,
Yeah.
Dylan's.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that reopened Dylan's.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have...
Your hands in all kinds
I've
of
got
different.
history in Paris. This is my third time to live here.
Oh my goodness. We're not even there yet. Hold on.
Yeah. So,
So he's opening Applebee's in Dallas, and you are opening up Red Robin's. Was that about the same time?
yeah.
So there's like-
he started in Louisville.
Were y'all
and-
competitive at all?
Not really. He was...
Like my store's better than your store?
Well, Red Robin's way better than Applebee's.
Right?
So...
I mean, I wasn't going to say
there
it,
was
but...
never a fight about that. But,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, so it was fun. It was fun.
Awesome.
But then I had my first son. He was really young when all this was going on. And then when we moved to Paris, it was like...
Is this your first time moving to Paris?
Yeah, back
Okay.
in 98. Hunter was only a year old, so he was really young when
Okay.
we moved here. So
All right.
I only stayed about a year, and then I moved away again.
Okay. So you were here for a year, and what'd you do while you were here? Y'all were opening the Applebee's here.
Yeah, we were working. You know what? The first time I ever lived here, I never even saw the Eiffel Tower. I don't think I ever came downtown. So
Just work.
And we lived in Reno, so we were kind of on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I live in Reno. Okay, so then what'd you move away for?
Got a divorce. Don't ask me those things.
Oh, how was I supposed to know that's where it was going to go? Okay.
We're still friends, though. We did spend Christmas with my kids and family up here. They drove up here to...
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
awesome. All right, so where did you go?
I went back to Longview.
Longview,
Yeah,
okay.
And then and then went to
Lindale.
Yeah.
That's why now I've known about that Lindale, so I was hoping,
Right.
I was trying to track when Lindale was going to come
Yeah.
into the picture.
Yeah, my
Okay.
parents bought like 70-something acres in Lindale, and kind of went there, and I wanted to be by my mommy and daddy, so I went to Lindale too. So my kids went there, most of their years
School years.
in Lindale, and graduate from Lindale.
Okay.
So,
And so what did you do work-wise in Lindale?
always food.
Always food.
Except I got really tired of food, and in 2006 I got my real estate license.
Oh, yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah, and so
Because I've done some work for your real estate side of things.
Yes,
Because you
yes.
still dabbled in that a little bit.
Yeah, I still have my license, but I don't practice anymore
yeah.
because food is way better.
Better.
Way better for me, anyway. But yeah, so I've been a real estate agent for 12 years.
Now, you have some interesting friends in Lindale as well, right?
Yeah, I do.
Is there any name drops you can drop?
I know the Lamberts.
Aw.
Yeah, they're good friends of mine.
And
So
who is it that everybody listening would know out of the Lamberts?
Miranda is a big old country singer, so she's.
So what do I got to do to get Miranda on my podcast?
Oh, well.
Is there any strings you can pull?
Probably pay about $1 million to her
man.
agent, and yeah, that's
All right.
yeah. Her
She's not from
parents-
Paris either, or live in
No.
Paris.
No, her parents live in Lindale, and she grew up there, and her parents are absolutely awesome, and they own the Pink Pistol and
It's awesome.
all that goodness. So yeah,
That's awesome.
good people.
So how long did you live in Lindale? For a while, because the kids graduated from there.
Yeah, we moved once away from Lindale and then moved back, but probably 15 years. So I love that little town.
I don't know that I've ever been to Lindale.
Come on.
You tried to get me to go a couple times.
We
and
have cabins there that
You
yeah.
wanted me to take-
I still need you to do that, by the way. But no, we just went down on Christmas Day and stayed in a cabin. It was so chill. It was
Yeah.
so nice. It's really fun.
Awesome. Now you realize you're the last podcast I'm doing for 2018.
Save the best for last.
I saved the best for last.
Just joking.
Like literally the 31st of this month will be this podcast.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're recording it on, what is it?
28.
The 28th.
But that's okay.
But that's cool though, right? Last
Yeah.
podcast of the year. I was going to do a year in review video. I was going to do a year in review. And I had all these plans. And then like I said in the beginning, I got lazy.
Well, you drove by waving. And
Yeah, I did.
And that's what happened.
So this is a funny story. Sorry, sidetracked, rabbit trail. Squirrel. I was trying, I had thought of Darla a few times for the podcast, but I just kept having other ideas. And so I spent the last 2 days trying to think, am I going to try to pull this year in review thing out of a hat, or do I just need to find another, one of the people that I've been thinking about doing and just see if they'll do it right then. So I was headed into downtown for a meeting this morning, and as usual, I have this little, not shortcut, but this little way that I kind of always pull so that I can park my car in a good place downtown. But in that process, I pass Darla's shop every time I come downtown. So I do that for multiple reasons. A, it gives me a good place to park. B, I get to see Darla every time I come by, and I wave real big.
Real big.
And she just happened to be right at the door. So I rolled my window down. She stuck her head out. I was like, I want to be on my podcast.
Sure, let's do it.
So that's how today happened.
And here
But
we
I wanted to do you have you listened to many of them? Many of the
A few,
podcasts?
yep.
So I wanted to do a thing where we just asked a few people what their favorite podcast. Do you have a favorite other than yourself, which is already turning out to be great?
I actually don't know. I would have to go back and think about it.
Oh no.
You don't realize what my last 2
Oh,
months of
no,
my
I
life
do
have
realize.
been like.
You have been
71 caterings in 3 weeks.
weeks. Me
70.
and my wife pulled by and saw Tommy outside, and he almost didn't have time to say hi.
I know.
He was
well,
that
that's what
busy.
he did. I don't know. Paul Allen saw him going across the street to a catering, and he couldn't even wave. Like, I'm like, Tommy, you have to still be nice to people. I mean, you can't like not be nice to people because you're busy. He has a one-track mind.
He is the kind of guy. He gets like on a mission, and he is on a mission.
Yes.
He is totally that guy.
And I'm like, hey, sorry, I got 37 places to be, but hey.
I can be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
My wife will contest to this. Like, I'll get my mind set up on something, and I'll have to do it right then. And I don't want to get distracted. But I also can go into a room and say, hey, babe, I'm going to be 5 minutes. I'm going to be in, I'm going to be out. And then 30, 45 hour later, I'm still in there talking to somebody.
My kids always, because I could go into a store saying I'm going to go run and use the bathroom and come back. And 30 minutes later, I still wasn't back. And they would always swear that I was talking to the tidy bowl man.
And I still hadn't even gone to the restroom yet.
I know. Exactly. They're like, Mom, you're friends with the tidy bowl man. Come on.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay, so I had a crazy idea, and I want to kind of mix what my idea was for the other podcast with yours. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, so I wanted to, one of my ideas for the year in review was I wanted to call some people that I know listen to the podcast and then have them, without them knowing, and then have them tell me what their favorite podcast was.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you want to do that?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. I'm fixing that. Let me get my phone out. Okay, so I'm gonna call Karen. She's a listener. She listens every Monday. She's Daniel So Upholstery. She's sponsored a podcast. She's been on the podcast. She's a huge fan.
That's cool.
Good friend. I'm just gonna call her. No one's gonna know it. Hey guys, I'm just gonna put the speaker. I'm gonna put it on speakerphone and put it up against the microphone. So it's not gonna be like epic quality, but we're just gonna have fun with this. And call. Speaker.
What's up, Mr. Broadway?
What's up, Karen? Hey,
Hello, Doug.
you're on Monday's podcast, okay?
I'm on Monday's podcast?
Literally right now, like I'm recording and you're on it.
What? That's not fair.
That's totally fair. I have a question for you and you need to answer it.
Okay, shoot.
What is your favorite Paris, Texas podcast? And it can't be yours.
Well, it definitely wouldn't be mine. I don't know. What's my favorite one? Do I hear Kimmy laugh in the background?
Do you hear what?
Do I hear Kimmy in the background?
Nope. It's Darla McMullen.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
It's Darla from On Top of It Catering.
Okay. Favorite podcast? I don't know. I'd have to look at the list of them. I really like the Santa one that you just did.
You like the Santa one?
I did. I like that one.
I know you.
But it wasn't the Santa Claus I was thinking of.
Oh, it was not the Santa Claus you were thinking of.
No. I didn't realize we had 3 of them, didn't you say?
Yeah, there's a handful that kind of take on the role for Christmas. But Tony's,
Yeah.
I've only met Tony, so I'm a little biased, but Tony's my favorite. But I haven't met the other guys, so I might like them too. But so
yeah,
you're
the one I'm thinking of is the one who's recovering in the hospital right now.
oh
He does kitty college.
yeah, I've seen his picture because I have pictures of him with my kids, but I didn't know he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So you're going with Santa Claus as your favorite?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is there a right or wrong answer?
There's not a right or wrong answer.
No, we're just asking questions.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a year in review, but I also wanted to have a guest. So Darla agreed to be on the show, and I also am calling a couple people and just seeing what their favorite podcast was.
Sweet. I'm glad I answered the phone.
I am too, because I was gonna cut you out if you didn't.
Oh, well, don't cut this out.
I won't.
Since
I won't.
did answer.
All right. So Santa Claus is your favorite.
Yes.
All right. That's what we're gonna go with.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, we're gonna do another one. Chris Estep, he's from South Main Iron. Good friend of mine. He's a lot of fun. Here we go. Oops, I hit the microphone.
Yellow.
Dude.
Did what up?
Hey, you're literally on the recording right now for Monday's podcast. I have a question.
Excellent.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite Paris, Texas podcast?
My favorite Paris, Texas podcast out of all the podcasts?
Yes, sir.
Man, that would be a good one.
And you can't say yours.
I was just about to say mine. Of course it's mine. Paul Allen's.
Paul Allen's was a good one.
Yeah, Paul Allen's was definitely a good one, inspiring, and I would definitely say overall. I mean, there were a lot of good ones. I like Matthew Cole's.
Yeah, Matthew is another really good one. Ooh, I should call Matthew next.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
It's Darla.
Hi, Darla. How are you?
I'm good. He's got me doing this too, so.
What? That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so Paul Allen's is your favorite.
Yes, definitely.
All right, I'm putting you down. Well, not that there's really a tally, but this is just kind of a segment I wanted to have in the last podcast of 2018.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Fired up.
All right, go sell a motorcycle.
All right. Bye.
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 All right, we're going to do one more. Leah Emerson with E. Paris, and she's a really good friend. Here we go.
Hello?
Hey, are you busy?
Hey. A little. What's up?
I have. You're on the podcast right now. I had one question for you.
Oh, what's up?
That sounded like a worried. Oh. Oh.
What am I committing to? Am I live?
You
Yes.
are. Well, not live. We're recording, but Darla's here. She's on this Monday's podcast, so it's not live.
Oh.
But
Okay.
so I wanted to do a little segment where I asked people what their favorite podcast was. So I was going to ask you, what's your favorite Paris, Texas podcast?
Ooh. I can't remember if it was Claudia or Brandon. But the one, is it Claudia or Brandon that talks about how Brandon followed her to Brazil? Is that Claudia's?
I think both of them talked about it, but Brandon kind of went in depth about it.
Well, that was my favorite part because that's just adorable.
It is adorable.
What's more committed than moving countries? Nothing.
And it's literally what he did. He followed her to another country, had to learn a new language, and all of it just to be close to her.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I hit mute. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're back.
Sorry, I'm holding the phone kind of like up to the microphone, and I hit mute. Yeah, there's nothing more adorable.
I think that was probably my favorite then.
Okay, that's
Pretty
a good
sure.
one. Okay.
That's the memory that stands out the most, though.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
All right, thanks. That's it. You can go back to work. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, there it is. We got 3 of them in. I liked all of those. Those
I did too.
are all great. And Karen texted me while we were on with Chris, and she said, what did she say? Let me pull it up. Pulling up. Oh, so no, she said my favorite part about the Santa podcast was the jingle bells playing in the background.
Oh, how funny.
That's funny. But, oh, no, as Chris also said, Matthew Coyle. I didn't call him, but he was a really good podcast, too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his podcast a lot.
See, there are so many. I forgot about Brandon and Claudia.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, those are good.
Those were both really good. And Claudia's from Brazil, and we made fun. I think that was the one where we made fun of how she talked.
I know. and she texts the same way she talks. And it's
Does she
fun.
really?
I love it.
Oh, that's terrible.
I love it.
Okay, if
Those
you're
are
listening,
precious
Claudia's going to
people.
kill me. If you're listening, there's 2 different words you need to have her say. One of them is sheet, like a bed sheet.
Ukulele.
Ukulele is really funny. She actually got a ukulele for Christmas.
Yes, that's what she was telling us that, and I was laughing at how she was saying it.
There's a group in town, I think, where you can learn ukulele.
Oh, cool.
If y'all know of anybody that teaches ukulele, she's trying really hard to learn how to play the ukulele.
I told her to take it with her on a road trip and drive the kids crazy.
And just play it constantly. Yes. Oh, I love Claudia.
Yes.
Yeah, those were all really good podcasts. Okay, so that was kind of an intermission with Darla, so we're going to jump back to you.
Oh, well, we're fine intermissioning.
No. All right, so you just left Paris for the first time.
Uh-huh.
You were in Lindale for 15 years.
Yeah.
Where'd you go from there?
I was back and forth. I mean, mainly in Lindale. I moved to DeKalb one time.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I was in Lindale. I love Lindale.
So when did you come back to Paris for the second time?
Second time, so, okay, New Year's Eve 2015. So on Monday will be 3 years.
Okay.
One of my best friends from high school, grade school, whatever, messaged me, and he said, hey, are you dating anybody? And I was like, no, I don't like guys, whatever.
Fix up.
Never going to date again. Done with men. And he said, no, there's this guy that I know. He lives in Paris.
And this was 3 years ago.
This was 3 years ago.
And I can tell you in a minute why I know that.
Yeah. So anyway, he said, just message him on Facebook. I don't want y'all to hook up. I don't want y'all to be anything but friends. Y'all be great friends. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, after badgering me for hours, I finally sent a message and said, hey, we have a mutual friend. My name's Darla, and he told me to say hi, so hi. And that was it.
That was the message.
That was the message.
Facebook message.
Facebook message.
Okay.
And so, like a couple hours later, I get a message back that says, hey, and just, so we started talking. So that was December, like in March or April, I moved to Paris for a guy. Anyway, and.
So this is second time to Paris.
Second time in Paris.
Second time to move for a guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess, job, but yeah, the second time was a guy, and
I mean, others were with guys, but this is for a guy.
Yeah. And so I moved here, and I just didn't fit in. Nobody liked me. I couldn't find any friends.
That was a really big concern of mine.
It was awful, and so I talked him into moving to Lindale because that's where my people were and my friends, and so we left and moved to Lindale for 9 months. But the crazy thing is that every weekend we would come back and go to church. Every weekend
Paris.
We would come back
and where was that at?
At CF Paris, which is the best church ever. And the reason, the third time when we moved back, I told him, I said, I'm going to jump in with both feet. I'm going to meet everybody in this whole town. And it's been like a year, and I've met almost everybody in this whole town. All right,
well, I know.
I'm
after,
trying.
What'd you say, 73 caterings?
71.
71?
Yeah.
Had to meet at least half of them.
I know,
in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So, so third time's the charm. Bless you.
Sorry.
As far as moving to Paris goes. And I have a ton of friends, and I've met a lot of people, and I don't hate anybody. Like, everybody I've met, I love. So,
Aww. You're easy to love, that's for sure.
Well, I
don't know why no one got to like you in the second time here, but who knows what was going on.
Yeah. It wasn't the right timing, and I think things, God has his own time with things. So, but I'm back, and I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. There won't be a fourth time in Paris. This is it.
That's awesome. Well, I love that you're here in Paris. It's so awesome.
I know. It's been good so far. I mean, like, I've jumped into groups and activities, and Paris is so much more than I ever thought it was from looking in from the outside. And when you get involved, you get to see how many cool things go on in this little town.
It's really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, Yeah.
In the past year, I've gotten heavily involved in different organizations and things with downtown and the chamber and just being involved in the community.
Right.
And I love that, and you're equally as involved because I see you at all the functions and stuff.
But that's how, my first 2 times I didn't give it a good shot because, you're an outsider looking in and you're going, oh, well, for me, I was heavily involved in Lindale and the growth in Lindale. And then when I come here, have all these billion of ideas, and some of them work, some of them don't. But it's so cool, the vibe in this town right now, and the people that want to see it grow, and it's just neat. I feel like we went to Lindale for the last couple of days, and we came back, and even Tommy said, this town has a new vibe in it. And I'm like, it truly does. Really and does. It's so cool. So I want to ride on that wave because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So
okay, so I said just a few minutes ago that it'd been 3 years since you'd met Tommy because I remember.
Oh Lord!
You are recently engaged.
Yes, we got engaged December 12th.
When I first met you, I had confession time. I thought you were already married because you're just such a great couple, and then when I found out you weren't, I gave Tommy a hard time. I was like, dude, what the heck? And I think I even did that in front of you. Yeah. And you said, I gave him 3 years. If he doesn't propose to me on Christmas, then I'm out of here.
By December 31st, which would be
He said, I'm out of here.
He waited till the last minute, but...
He did it.
He did it. I'm very proud of him.
Okay, how did he do it? Everybody's wanting to know.
Okay, so we were in Grapevine. We were shopping and stuff, and we had gone to eat at this little Mexican food place in downtown Grapevine, and we were walking down to see all the lights and everything, and there was a gazebo sitting off, and it had snow coming off, and there was a Christmas tree. And if you know me, I'm the selfie queen. So I'm like, Tommy, let's go up here and take a selfie in front of the Christmas tree. And so we go up there, and I'm taking selfies of us, and he's, grimacing because he hates all the selfies that I take. But so then we were about to go down the stairs, go to the next place or keep on walking, and he grabbed me and he turned me around. He's like, I got to ask you a question. And
did you see this coming?
No. And I usually find out the surprises because I'm nosy.
I'm that person.
Yeah, me too. So, but I didn't see it coming at all. And so I turn around, and he's on his knee, and he has this ring out, and he's like, Darla Michelle McMullen, will you marry me? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And everybody that's standing out there is clapping and hooping and hollering. There's 30 or 40 people of an audience. And it was just really cool. And I was shocked because I really thought he'd probably wait till December 31st at 11:59, but he didn't. So we're good. And anyway, there's our
Firefighters. Go guys.
Go woo, guys. Get them.
Actually, side note. I'm the squirrel king today. I don't know what the deal is. This isn't secured yet, but I'm in talks with somebody who's trying to set up a group convo with multiple firefighters for a podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
And they'll just tell old stories and just kind of
do it.
There's a big conversation about
my son's a firefighter, so I love firefighters.
So that might happen. It's not in stone, but I would love for that to happen, and we're kind of in the works for that. So that'd be really fun. Sorry, but we love our firefighters.
Yes, anybody that serves our community. They're awesome.
All of those protectors and servers and servants, and love them.
Yes.
So you're here.
So I'm here, and I'm engaged.
New business. That's thriving.
Yes.
I remember when you first started this thing because I've been around you as this adventure has started and going. I'd always stop by. You guys were so scared that it was going to be hard to get started.
Yeah.
And you've just blown up.
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, I really, really because anytime you come in from the outside, now Tommy's been here since 1981, so he's kind of an old hat. But
that's when I was born.
Oh, I know. Well, he was 21, so he could be your daddy. Just saying.
I think my mom was only 20, so literally. No, he's not my dad. I know who my father is.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, so he's been around as long as you have, Broadway. But I haven't been around Paris, and me being in the business, I really thought it was going to be hard just coming in and we don't have a restaurant, so people can't taste our food just whenever they want to. So Yet. Well, goodness, that's in the works, but who knows? So I thought it was going to be really hard, but it's like we got out there and just started shoving food in people's faces, and they liked it.
And not just food, really good food.
Really good food.
I'm not just saying that because you're on my podcast and I love you and you're my friend. I'm saying that because it's really good food. I've been in situations where it's been catered by someone else, and I'm not downing any specific caterer out there, but I've been in a situation where I'm like, did you do this? Before I even got to the food, and you're like, no, and I'm like, oh man.
Well, and that's what's so cool, and I let a lot of people taste our food before they bought it because I wanted them to see how good it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little partial. I've been in the catering business over 10 years, so.
In the food business over lifetime.
25, yeah, probably older than you are. No, I'm just joking. I'm not
Stop
that
it.
old. Tommy is, but I'm not. No, I hope he doesn't listen to this. That would be bad. I might get locked out of the house tonight.
Does he listen to podcasts?
I don't know.
Does he know how to?
No, I'm gonna have to teach him. Probably next week's podcast.
No, okay. So sorry, squirrel. This is really the episode of squirrels. So another segment I wanted to have in the year-end review video or podcast was a how-to podcast,
yes.
Which seems silly because we're on the podcast and you've already made it to the podcast, but you would be surprised how many people still don't know how to get to the podcast. And so I may make a video. I'm not promising to you listeners that I'm making a video.
You should have Tommy star in that video.
Right? I'm bringing a test subject like Tommy. But I may make a video that I'll post on the Paris, Texas group page, mm-hmm. and share it to some of my other stuff that shows you how to find a podcast on a phone. Because most all phones now have access to your phone comes with a podcast
right.
app already on it.
Right.
Some Androids you have to download it, but if you have an iPhone, you already have a podcast app on it. Yeah. You just have to find that app, open it, and search Paris, Texas. But if you listeners have family members that you think would like podcasts, because here's the deal: podcasts are technically like the old time talk radio, mm-hmm. If you ask your grandparents, they probably grew up listening to talk radio.
Oh, yeah.
And it's basically people either interviewing other people or having conversations about crazy stuff. A lot of your nighttime shows could be a talk radio
right.
show. So I'm willing to bet they would really enjoy podcasts if they could get over the barrier of how do I find a podcast?
Right.
So if you're listening and you're savvy enough, make sure to show your parents or your siblings or your fiancés how to find podcasts, because there's a lot of good stuff. Not just my stuff. I listen to a lot of. And regardless of what you're into, you could search podcasts for anything. Mm-hmm. If you like woodworking, you can find woodworking podcasts. There's sermons. There's anything under the moon. There's even episodal shows. I listen to this one. It's called Wolverine Nights. I can't remember the thing, but it's like a comic book movie, but it's a podcast, and it was really good. They'll be talking about, let's go get in the car, and you hear someone grab keys and scrape them on the desk, and the door open, and they put all these sound effects in there, and it would be like you played a movie on your phone while you're driving, and you left it, because don't do that. That's bad. You need to focus on driving. But this is the equivalent of that, because then it's just audio. The whole thing's all audio, but it's like a movie. So there's so many options out there for podcasts. You just have to open the right app and search for the right anything.
That's what I listen to. We live 30 minutes from town.
Yep.
So that's what I listen to. Going home, coming to town.
Our podcasts.
Yeah.
And there's food podcasts.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah.
People that cook, people that explain how to cook, people that just talk about food and how awesome food is. There's so many options out there. So just help me help someone you know. Go show them how to be on podcasts. Tell them to look for Paris, Texas, and say, and in addition to, you can look for whatever else you're interested in.
But listen to Paris, Texas.
Listen to Paris, Texas podcast.
Yes.
Okay, back to you. Sorry, I keep getting off subject.
No, it's okay.
All right, so you're engaged.
I'm engaged.
It's like, this podcast is coming out on the last day of 2018.
Which will be our 3-year meeting anniversary. Yes.
What are you looking forward most for 2019?
So 2019 is going to be the year of growth in like every way, shape, and form except my weight. Hopefully it'll be the non-growth. But anyway, I have so many fun ideas in my head about my business and about, we've got ideas about what's going to happen with our ranch. If it doesn't sell, but it's for sale. So if anybody wants a ranch, call me. If not,
it's on the river. It's a really pretty ranch. I've been there.
Beautiful.
I've taken photos and drone photos, and it's super beautiful. You could probably find the drone video out there somewhere and see the whole thing. So just FYI.
If nobody buys it by February 8th, because that's when the contract's up, then we're thinking of fun stuff like a outdoor wedding venue. We're thinking about, for like church retreats, and you've been out there. There's so much opportunity out there. And anyway, that and just a lot of other fun things we have in mind. But food is going to be the center of the universe this next year. So it should be a lot of fun.
I'm kind of in the same area. I want to grow. I've got multiple side projects going on.
Yeah.
FYI, January 11th, self-plug. January 11th, we have a show. I have an art show. It's called Paris in 360. It's going to be downtown at People's Bank.
It's going to be awesome.
Darla's going to be there with food. It's going
to have some good food.
107, John Bratcher's going to be there with drinks. I don't know what that was, but something sounds like a lawnmower is going on outside. I've got some. It's a little different. Broadway. If you've ever met me, I'm a little different. So there's going to be some. They're called tiny planets, but it's a specific style of photography, basically where you take a 360 image and then you morph it into a tiny planet style photo. So it's an art show. It'll be sort of a tasting. There'll be wine. There'll be I think we're going to talk about doing some cheese platters. It's going to be fun. There's no entry fee. I'm lucky a bunch of people sponsored all the art, so the art's all been sponsored for. There'll be opportunities to buy the art if you want to come. So you come check us out on January 11th. It's a Friday from 6 to 8. It's kind of come and go. It's not you won't be there for 2 hours like an art gallery. You just show up, you look at the art pieces, maybe buy some if you want to. Well, they'll be for sale for order. So you won't be able to take what you see home, but you can order what you see and then get it. So that was a Broadway plug, sorry.
No, I think it's awesome.
And you get to taste on top of it catering.
Yes.
So then when you want to have catering there, you can say, remember that place at that 360 art show that catered that place? I want that place for my wedding.
Right.
And then she'll have business cards there, I'm sure of it. And she'll have menus and you can see all the stuff that she offers.
Yes. It'll be awesome.
Anyway, I think that's...
But I think your art's going to be so cool.
I hope so. It's all here. I got to see it.
Really?
Yeah, I ordered it early just in case something didn't come right and I needed to reorder. Or...
But everything you do is incredible, so...
I hope so. I'm my own worst critic.
I know, me too.
I think any art form is that way.
Yeah, and so I'm like not artistic, but with food I'm artistic.
I think
and
so.
I'm a freak about if it's not perfect, it's not up to my standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it away. Make it again.
Exactly. Do it again. Well, I might eat it, but I won't let anybody else eat it.
Thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Yes, it was fun.
I hope I asked everything everybody wanted to hear because you have a great story.
I just thank you for not asking about story that everybody else has heard.
What's that one?
People got to hear about me,
Yeah.
about cancer, you know.
Aw.
So thank you. I appreciate that because I don't want my life to be about that.
I mean,
The surviving part,
surviving part,
but-
and there is a side of it that's about that.
Yeah.
But your story's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
You've lived so many years and you've traveled. I love hearing people's traveling stories because
Yes.
I love the travel. And
Me too.
I like to live vicariously through these other people who traveled, and I've traveled a lot. I'm not saying I haven't, but I just love getting to hear how you went here and you went there.
Yes. So much fun.
And Nevada and
Yeah, and my travels are not over. I am going to continue
right.
if I can get a break.
Tommy better take you somewhere nice for honeymoon.
Oh, yeah. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
No, I don't know. That's where I want to go, but I haven't told him that yet. So
Well, tell him to listen to this podcast and he will know.
he will know.
Tommy, start looking for tickets now.
Yes. We are going to go somewhere fun.
All right, guys. As always, we try to put these out every Monday. Broadway's done pretty good so far.
Good job.
So every Monday we've had at least one. And check us out next week. If you ever want to sponsor this podcast, I'm trying to open it up to sponsorship. You could always email me at iambroadway@iambroadway.me. So hit me up or just find me around town and we can talk about it. I've had a couple people to ask me and I've had a couple sponsors. So yeah, that's always an option. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.